Really nice draw. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Like the video, subscribe to win a complete rare playset. That triggers at 35,000 subs. Tell your friends. More information and goodies within the Linktree link. Today, we are playing with Bant Flowers, Kesminia, Grandmaster of Flowers together in the same deck, getting that +2. We also have some other indestructible creatures. We're going to learn more about the deck list, of course, in a bit. And a lot of control, which is really cool. So this is a Bant control deck in Standard 2022. Of course, the top-ranked Mythic decks, as always. 2 original decks a day for you guys, my audience. Just, because I love it. In the video, we're going to talk about the deck list, the strategies, the synergies, showcase our gameplay footage, highlight those strategies and synergies, and of course, wrap up with our final thoughts and, maybe some deck changes and where it's going to go in the future. Of course, you guys are the star of the show. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the Linktree link for more. Let's get into it. Bant Flowers, Standard 2022, best of 1, 60 cards, 3.7 average mana value, with 26 non-creatures, 10 creatures, 24 lands in the deck. That's fairly standard for, a 3.5 mana value deck. It could be a little higher, but that's not a problem. It is a control deck, so there's lots of removal here. Doomskar is the star of the show. For 5 mana, destroy all creatures. Foretell for 3, which is really, really cool. So we can get this out nice and early if we foretell it, and that will entail paying 2 mana, putting it into exile, which is nice. So it gets it out of our hand in case our opponent wants to, elite spellbind it, for example. So that's something that really sucks on your removal if they do that, because then it would cost not 5, but 7. So we can kind of take that opportunity away from them, which is very important in the current meta, because everyone is running Elite Spellbinder. With that being said, more control through Portable Hole, artifact for 1. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until the hole leaves the battlefield. This just allows you to kind of go tit for tat for the first 2 turns, right? If they play a creature on turn 1, I remove your creature on turn 1. Same thing on turn 2. And at this point, it's turn 3, right? We're doing what we need to on turn 3, setting up our turn 4 and turn 5. So we ensure survival, right? So we're not getting bashed down really quickly off the start. It's just a little bit of wiggle room. You find a Cursed Idol for 2 mana at sorcery speed. 2 copies of this in deck. Choose 1. Destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or venture into a dungeon and create a treasure token, which is very good for that mana ramp, which could potentially be, for the removal or some of the other more expensive cards in the deck. We mentioned the fact that we have Doomskar, which destroys all of our creatures. We do have a lot of creatures with Indestructible. 4 copies of Toski, a 1/1 with Indestructible, also can't be countered. Incredible. It attacks each combat if able, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, draw a card. So this is a nice little draw engine for us, because we can keep our attacking lanes open through all of the control in deck. We also have 2 copies of Koma Cosmos Serpent for 7 mana, a 6/6, again, cannot be countered. And at the beginning of each player's upkeep, create a 3/3 blue serpent creature token, and you can tap a permanent. It loses all of its abilities for the sacrifice of 1, and you can also sacrifice 1 to gain Indestructible on Koma, which is really nice. More Indestructible through the Grandmaster of Flowers for 4 mana, 3 loyalty. As long as its loyalty is 7 or greater, it will be a 7/7 dragon with Indestructible and flying, which is really nice. +1, target creature without First Strike, Double Strike, or Vigilance can't attack or block until your next turn. This will just shut down an attacker for the most part. Really, really nice. The +1, searching for a monk, isn't relevant because we don't have the monk in the deck, right? We just are after that 7/7 Indestructible dragon. And we're using, where are you, girl? Kesminia, Enigma Sage for 3 mana, 2 loyalty. Each other Planeswalker has the loyalty abilities of Kesminia, which is really nice. +2 scry 1, -X, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. put X +1/+1 counters on it, -8 searching our library for an instant or sorcery, and that has the color in similarity of the Planeswalker casting the ability or using the ability, and we'll get to spend or cast that spell for free, which is really cool. So that's quite nice. The main thing here is the +2 scry for the Grandmaster to get us to 7 faster, right? That's kind of what it's all about. So that's all of our indestructible creatures, which will survive the Doomscar. Of course, the Planeswalkers also survive the Doomscar, right? This is very, very nice. Quandrix Command, instant speed for 3, return target creature or Planeswalker to its owner's hand, counter artifact or enchantment spell, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, or target player shuffles 3 cards from their graveyard to their library. So there's a lot of value here. The +1/+1 counters can go on Toski or another indestructible creature. That's absolutely amazing. We can counter enchantments and artifacts, which are everywhere right now, or we can return a creature to its owner's hand, or a Planeswalker for that sake. So a lot of value within the command, which is really nice. We also have solved the equation. 3 mana sorcery speed, grab an instant or sorcery, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Basically, just ensuring that we can grab Doomscar when we need it, or anything else for that matter. 3 copies of Cosmia, God of the Voyage, and the Omniel. 3/3, crew 1, whenever it deals combat damage, or whenever a vehicle deals combat damage to a player, you will exile cards from the top of their library equal to that damage and take all the lands, which is pretty cool, and then cast those lands as long as they remain exiled. God of the Voyage is a 2/4 for 3, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile it. If you do, it gains whenever you play a land, you may add a Voyage counter. You may also bring it into play and draw cards equal to the number of Voyage counters that are in it, right? So you get to choose one or the other. Either bring it back, draw, or continue to add counters onto it, right? So that's very nice. We can put that in exile early on, just play our land out, and then boom, late game, we draw a bunch of cards. That's great. Speaking of drawing cards, Iymrith Desert Doom for 5, a 5/5 with flying. Iymrith Desert Doom has worth 4 as long as it's untapped, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. If you have less than 3 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. That's going to be really nice there as well. 2 copies of Emeria's Call for 7, creating 2 4/4 angels. All of our other non-angels will gain indestructible. That's great. 2 copies of the Storm Giant, tap for 6. You'll need 7 if it is to remain untapped itself to create a 7/7 with Ward 3, which is really nice for the turn. That is it, right? That's everything in the deck. We have a sideboard because we are learning with something. I could swear that we had some learn cards in here. Have I lost my mind? I think I have. I could swear that we were learning in this deck somehow, but we are not. There is not a single learn card in this deck. Why do I have a sideboard assembled, ladies and gentlemen? Is it just out of habit? Seems so strange. There's no learns here. Not a single learn ability, and yet I have a sideboard designed for it. HGG, you surprised me. The Bant Flowers is a really cool deck. We had actually pretty good luck with it once we got rolling, and I think that Toski is here to stay. Toski is going to be all over the place. I think that the land is a little awkward, but a very competitive deck nonetheless. Enjoy, you guys. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, support, become a Patreon. All of the cool information available in the Linktree link. Really check that out. Whether it's music or the community invites, free contests and giveaways, lots of cool stuff there. So we'll see you after the gameplay footage to wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review. Enjoy. Our opponent plays first. I like it. We have early game removal, hopefully. Yes, indeed. This is an artifact, so the spell doesn't trigger it, so there's no insect. Pretty good. We know this Doomscar is of high value. Ranger's class can outpower us, though. So we snag it. Let's throw a white source in play. just for the double for Doomscar. Blue source. We take another Doom. We could have put one to the side. Meh. I'd rather have two. Gives them a turn to place more creatures, right? They know it's coming their way. They're like, well, maybe I should wait it out. And then play all my creatures. Oh, that is nice. So we could sacrifice our Grandmaster to keep them from drawing. Thoughts on that?
Not even a meal before battle? Very well.
And now the pack tactics won't trigger. They're still at 5. They could definitely kill the Master of Flowers, helping us survive, right? I basically think of that as, you know, gain a bunch of life for 4 mana. Trolls out. They're gonna get a nice ramp, and they know it. They know it. Just trying to avoid Vorinclex, I guess. So 2, 3, 4. They're playing their 5th land. Froghemoth. Chariot. Well, Chariot, meet Toski. An indestructible creature. Landed tapped. So we have 6 mana. This is nice. 4/4 with trample. That's fine. Chariot now, you know, uses these 2 to tap. Tries to swing in for 4. We block the damage, but they get to create a 4/4 token with trample, which is a very good play, right? Really, really good. Let's take that out. Staying alive. And now their mana ramp is gone. We wipe the field. Toski has indestructible. Toski the Doom Squirrel. Oh. The Doom Squirrel. Not Doom Scar. Doom Squirrel. I like it. Hit for 1. Pretty cool draw. We have 6 with 3 untapped. We draw another land. We do have the 4/4s. We're not really playing anything with 7 other than that. So let's chill out. Shambler's good. They need to crew 4, though, to get some damage in. We're good. This is a green source. And, I'm going to swing in. They're going to sink some mana into it. Or not. Maybe they'll just take it. It has indestructible, so... I mean, they could have had it survive. Potentially. They meant to have it survive. It wouldn't have mattered because we were going to have it killed anyways with command. Another Chariot, which is good. They should have kept the one that could attack. Not that they would into a 5/5. Would have been good, though. We're going to bounce one of these. Push up our squirrel. The squirrel eats enough nuts, you guys. It can be this tough. We get to draw 2 here. They can't crew on a 2/2. They need 4 to crew. That's a big draw, right? Because Toski draws 2 as well. Sage goes over.
Fate is too dangerous to leave unfettered.
Trample with haste, we'd still be screwed. So just scry. Just start plussing. The equation's great at this much mana, right? And Doomscar can be reduced in cost for later on. We don't really want to doom the doom, if you know what I mean. 2 dooms don't make a doom. Well, my doom, they do. And, yeah. Let's take a smash. Really nice draw. So typically, you know, I would play the flowers because it's what the deck was built around, but this just, you know, gives the Doom indestructible, which is really nice. And now we've got blockers with the Angels. We'll continue to scry the land away.
There's still time for my plans.
The Reef Ooze. I don't mind it. This feels like super lethal for us. You know, even with that, it's good. Blizzard Ball's great, but is it enough? Now they're tapped. I mean, we could take the damage if we wanted. Good game. Right, let's just swing in. It doesn't matter. We could do lots of stuff. And we want to do lots of more things, but nice match, and we finally had the deck execute perfectly outside of the play queue. Going first with 2 land, of which 1 fulfills the Doomscar. Nothing until we pull an island. We have to mulligan that. Keeping this, I think, tossing the flowers. We have no white mana. All forest, idle to scry. Or 4 treasure. One of those. Right, we're looking for white sources. Hoping it's not an aggro deck. It is. Oh, there's a white source off the top. Last turn. If we could get this drawing cards, that would be cool. Urjov. Interesting. Maybe they have removal? What do you think, Maya? Do they have removal? She's like, I don't know, man. My chin's itchy. You're the human. You figure it out. I'm just gonna run on my wheel. You said you were gonna fix these wheels, but you didn't do it. We get the draw. That's nice. It's Toski. They burnt their exile. Do they have more of that exile? Because I don't want them to exile Toski. Oh, never mind. They're just gonna scooch that out of our hand. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive. Shoot. I think that destroy artifact or enchantment is more valuable than we think. Show me the dungeons. It's like, no, you get it. You get a treasure. Well, we can't hold out forever. Pass our turn. Take the damage. That's interesting. So we're going to counter that. And then bounce their binder back. Which sucks for us, but sucks for them too. Is that top deck just the best ever, or what? How will they deal with this? With only 5 mana. Potentially only 4 if they don't play one. It's already out of our hand, safe from the binder. Mmm. That's delicious. They're thinking about it, right? They're like, oh, wow, frickin' dragon. That's almost as bad as Goldspan. So they want to wait for us to attack and then Baleful Mastery it? I would assume. I might just use it as a defender. I'm going to be honest. You know, pay the ward, or I'm going to defend. Defend, defend, defend. They take the command for sure. Yeah. Do we take the draw? We could get a thick draw here. And a pretty nice hit, too. I think we go for it. It's a nice hit, and we draw 2. 7 damage, draw 2. Just take it. I want to keep this idle back in case they do have an enchantment I don't like. Down to 13. They need to deal with this dragon with all of their mana. And we have 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we can top deck a land... Oh, but if they don't, and they played a land, they can't remove it. Unless they have very cheap... But Baleful Mastery for 2 doesn't even get through the... Oh, but there is no ward right now. They can Baleful Mastery. We're vulnerable. Sometimes I know things that I have to become re-aware of. You guys like that? It's, to me, and I've filmed like 4 videos today. Maybe that's why I'm like that. Getting overwhelmed, you know, probably not taking my time, but whatever. We knew the risk. We knew the risk was there, right? We all talked about it beforehand. And I think that's probably going to be game because they don't have anything to deal with it here, I hope. They have to have it in hand. They only have 3 cards. Just like they had to have Baleful Mastery. And you can't foretell and play in the same turn. So maybe that was a misplay. I don't know if that was removal. If this is a... Oh, but if it was Poison the Cup, they don't have 2 black for it anyways. So they have to foretell it to cast it for that 1 black. But you can't foretell and cast on the same turn. I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Comet in play. Gonna get dirty. These 3/3s make great draw engines with Toski. They know we have the idol, so the binder's not super relevant. We already have so much life. My turn. Right, and it's just like Toski in play. We hit for 9. Wow, right? Draw 2. Okay, okay. Okay, I guess that will be a blue mana source. You see, it just automatically went in. So they have to wipe the field. We still have Indestructible on Koma, though, and Toski himself has Indestructible. Heck, maybe I'll wipe the field. There's a Doomscar. We're gonna sack one for indestructible. And they kill the 2/3/3s. Very nice. Indestructible goes a long ways, especially 4 mana value or higher indestructible, and then Shadow's Verdict isn't getting them either. Just Baleful Mastery's a real son of a bee. Alright, this is a unique opportunity to showcase the Grand Master of Flowers. With Kesminia, the +2 gets it to 7 right away. And we get another indestructible creature, right? That's a lot of fun. We say no ramp for you. Give me that Sentinel. Ooh, Clarion Spirit here. Professor of Symbology. Not that bad. Alright. Alright. Let's take that as well. The land doesn't matter. This is our second white source, which we should have played right there. My bad. Whatever, we'll pay life for it. Live on the wild side. I'm not scared. We're not in a tournament or anything. We're just having fun. Binder hopefully takes the call and we'll play it as a land. Guaranteed takes one of the walkers. Kesminia, it drops next turn. But they have the attack on it, so, I don't know. We might just take the Scry to find Doomy Loom, but then again, we also might just do this. We'll grab it the old-fashioned way. And in my last control deck, I think it was Azorius Dragons or something, you know, I had trouble pulling Doomscar, and that's how we got around it, right? We're just tutoring it out. It's like having 6 Doomscars. Might even have more. I forget. You know, only 6 of them. Well, 2 solve the equations, so it's kind of like having 6. And, we're okay to progress here, right? Flowers in. They know we had this. The Binder now can't attack.
No peace.
Master's going up. We have a tapped land next turn, potentially, unless we pay 3 life. I might go for it. But then the +2 is irrelevant because they have an attacker. So I might, Doomscar. Pay 3 life and Doomscar. Playing real slow. Shut down the attacker.
Find the good in your heart.
Pay 3 life. Sage in. Sage could make a blocker, potentially. Or we just take the punishment. And set up our next turn. I like the Scry probably better. You never know what they have. The command is good. Definitely not bad.
The future is not yet
We're sitting on 5. If we could get more land, we could go to Angel Town. And we do get punished. See, now I wasn't worried about it, but we should have been. We're taking 3 damage here, minimum. Four damage. We're losing Kesminia. It's a sad world. They know we have Doomscar. Clean it up. Ball goes out. I mean, we don't have anything to search. Good game. Boom. Very nice, right? We've been killing it here. That's like 3 in a row. It's not bad. It's not great. I think we keep it. We have a hole to just offset their turn 1, turn 2. We have a nice turn 3. So they didn't play. So we can just kind of sneak this in tapped. We can grab whatever we need with Solve the Equation. Prismari Dragons is a tough matchup because there's dragons with haste, so it's difficult when our removal is sorcery speed. So we may just want to play the aggressor. Try to get to Coma right away. I mean, if they're not playing, but we need to play something else if we want to get that Kesminia in turn 3, which I think we do, right? It was either that or Emiria's Call, and then next turn it solved the equation. But if we can get a Planeswalker out going +2 every turn, sure. Card in hand, card to the library, card to exile. The land will go to exile. They'll play the land. Interest tapped. Green source in play. We do get a Doomscar, that's nice. And they're not hitting us with haste next turn. I think this is good as well.
Is what we make.
3, 4, 5. Land can go. We're looking for an island.
The future is not yet decided.
That's their 4th land. Here comes Galazeth. No, or Tel Alrund's Epiphany. Take our Scry. Idle can go. We just drew one of those.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
What would shut down this dragon deck? Just Coma, maybe. Right? Or do we take the Master of Flowers and go with our original game plan for the deck? Or we take Toski. Oh no, Toski's not instant or sorcery. What am I thinking of? Neither's Coma. Gotta be more removal. Like the command. Typically we take Doomscars. If we can get to our island, the reason I'm thinking it pulls other things is I was just playing with Search for Glory with white using Snowlands in another deck that was similar to this. Do they kill Kesminia? They have 2 mana. Maybe they can do 2 damage to her as well with that mana from the treasures. I want this to be a green source. And then it's just that island we want. If they use the extra mana to kill Kesminia, there's no counterspell, we kill the dragon.
Focus on the future.
It's awkward. We should almost slay the treasure. Or just go right for it. Force the counterspell. There it is. Ouch. I mean, it's just the best deck in the format.
Other students to observe.
Try being original against that every day. I mentioned it in another video. Goldspan Dragon all runs Epiphany all day long. And, wow. Right? Why not mix it up a bit with the second copy? Yeah. 2, 4, 5, 6. They must have not had it in exile. And there's no way out of this for us. We should have taken that Doomscar instead of this command. And then at least we could have wiped the field and got hit for 4. And another turn at 6 for lethal. Ouch. Man. It's not good, man. Let's just take a token. At a certain point with 2 dragons, they have more mana than God. Right? The mana base here is legit. These are some expensive frostbites. Which they can definitely do. Without a doubt. Oh, man. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Are we taking 9? Take 8. Keep the dragon alive. Oh, they've got another dragon. Why not? Why not? I wonder if there's a counterspell in hand. We have to attack. Whatever. And they just have lethal with the Haven. Good game. Faceless Haven. It wins a lot of games just sitting there, let me tell you what. Our opponent plays first. I think we keep it. It's nothing, you know, amazing, but it's there. There's cards to be played. We have land. There's a 2-drop, a 3-drop. Yeah. Boat it up, baby. Maya's going wild. She says it's far past content creation time. It's actually walk time, Dad. The counterspell, there's a negate out of their hands. So we know we're dealing with, you know, giants. There's gonna be all sorts of stuff we hate. Let's force the removal again. Because we're just like top decking copy after copy of Cosmia? Azima? And here comes the removal. Eventually, we need to get rid of it all, right? We're gonna burn their hand out. They only have 1 blue source, which might hold them up eventually. Let's try it one final time. They'd be like, oh my god, guy, right? 3 in a row. Usually that's happening to us. Not that this is a particularly flashy card, right? This is mediocre, it's just cool. I like it. You can draw some stuff later. Dracolich is going to start putting in some DPS here. Oh. It's not damage per second, it's damage per swing. We're going to send this away to La La Land, so take action here. And, yeah. Put a voyage counter on it, take action. This probably just gets countered. No, but now we have Ward 4, which is good. Never mind. Soul Shatter. It's a good card right now. Gets around that. So this is looking a lot riskier for us than I'd like it to be. Land in tapped. Take action on the counter. Let's just go right into a treasure token and a learn. We're gonna sadly gain life. I know it's so far down the road. Or should we try to pull field wipe? At that point they have counters. Let's just staying alive. End our turn. We can bounce this if we need to. It pulls a counter if they have one. We return the dragon. Don't think we need more voyages. Let's just take 2. So no damage. Uh-oh. Whoa! Land out. We take the draw, so decline. Draw 2. Nothing. We're not doing anything here. We get the scry. It's better than nothing, kind of. Okay, so we're out of cards. Not good. Alright, they got a lot of value on us. They removed our value engine. Engines, I should say. Fairly well. That is quite literally lethal damage. Goodness gracious. Good game. Not today, HGG. The hole's not so great against a control deck, admittedly. Alright, alright. So, it actually works. I'm a little bit worried sometimes, but it seems to hold its weight, and that's fine with us. Can't complain. It's pretty memey, you know what I mean? Like, oh, make this a 7/7 dragon. Like, really? That takes so much time. Just play Coma, you know what I mean? But why not do both, right? Why not have more options available instead of just the Coma? Because the Grandmaster can enter play earlier. It can, you know, distract your opponent from your health points and limit their attackers, which is really good. And that might be the difference that allows you to play the Coma later on, right? Rather than just getting killed before that happens. So I think that it's decent, right? It's not the world's greatest Planeswalker, but it's actually not that bad in a control deck because A, a 7/7 dragon's a sick win con. B, it's going to distract them from your health points, and you're going to survive longer, making it into the answers that you need to deal with their field state, right? So I'm okay with it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously, I always really appreciate your feedback. And of course, you can watch more content right after this. 2 playlists. You have a free-to-play playlist and a top-ranked Mythic Deck standard playlist. So whatever you're looking for, check that out. And of course, we'll see you soon in the next. Like the video, subscribe to the channel to win, and check out the link tree to support as well. Enjoy.